Hello everybody, it's Randy Seltzer here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to talk a little bit about some recent changes that have taken place with CMHC. Some recent government changes, government mandated changes that are going to affect how people can qualify for their next mortgage. In early October, without any warning, we received notice that the government was going to change the interest rate at which people paying less than 20% down would qualify for their mortgage. And this took effect with virtually no notice, took effect on the 17th of October. So it's already in place. But I thought I would review this because a lot of people have seem to have a lot of questions about it. Up until now, basically you would go to your bank and based on the income you had, you would get approved at the current, what they call the contract rate, which has been roughly 2.5% over the last little while. A lot of people have been getting 2.39%, so very low interest rates, which help people with less than 20% down to qualify for some of the high prices that we're seeing in the cities in the Toronto area and indeed in Vancouver, some other Canadian cities as well. What the government's trying to do here is to tighten up the real estate market, to slow it down a little bit by doing everything that they can other than raising interest rates, which would be a very radical thing to do. So they brought this change in, and basically in the past you would qualify at what they call the contract rate, which is the 2.5%. Currently, and what the bank is now required to do is to approve you at a higher rate, which is what's called the Bank of Canada rate, which is currently 4.64%. So it's a huge difference. Even though you're getting your mortgage at the 2.39%, you still have to qualify at the higher rate of 4.64%. So it makes it much more difficult. And we've determined it's about 20% harder now to get a mortgage. So let's take a look at an example. Using the old parameters, let's pretend we're buying a condo at $300,000 and you're a first-time buyer, so you're putting 5% down, which is $15,000, so your net loan is $285,000. The CMHC fee, which is the insurance premium that you, the buyer, have to pay to insure the bank in the event of your default, works out to $10,260. So your total loan amount is $295,260. And then what the bank would do, it would calculate that $295,260 at 2.39%, and they would work out that you would have to pay $1,306 per month to cover that. The bank also calculates further costs when they're determining how much they're going to loan you. They look at your taxes. Again, if we're pretending that we're buying a condo here, they look at the amount of taxes you'd have to pay as well as 50% of the maintenance fee that's assigned on that particular condo. Then they add up the total expenses, basically the mortgage, the taxes and the maintenance fees, and in this particular example, it comes out to $1,756 per month. In order to qualify prior to October 17th for this $300,000 condo, you would need $60,000 in annual family income in order to qualify, based on these numbers. Now with the new parameters that just took effect, looking at the same condo, the same purchase, $300,000 condo, with the same amount down, $15,000 down, your net loan is the same, $285,000. The CMHC fee is the same, $10,260, and the total loan is the same, $295,260. However, now using the new parameters, they have to qualify you at the Bank of Canada rate, which is currently 4.64%, and that drives the monthly cost of the mortgage loan up to $1,657. Okay, so it's quite a bit higher than it was before. Then they factor in, again, the taxes on the unit, half your maintenance fee, and your total expenses now come to $2,107. Again, considerably more than they were before. Using the new parameters, you now need $72,000 in annual income to qualify, whereas in the past you only needed $60,000 to qualify to purchase this condo. So it's exactly a 20% difference. Or, conversely, with the same amount of income, you can only buy something worth 20% less than the $300,000 that you could afford previously. And I just want to thank Sherry Love. She's our in-house banker at the office. She's with Scotiabank. Great lady to know if you're looking for a mortgage. There's her email and her phone number. She's a great lady to talk to. So what does this all mean? Well, for anybody paying with more than 20% down, if you're buying your second home, for example, you're upsizing, typically you have more than 20%. At this point, you build up some equity. So it's not going to affect you. Also, people are always talking about foreign buyers coming in and bidding up the price of houses. Most foreign buyers that come in have money, and they're not buying properties with 5% down. They're buying them with 20% or 50%. or sometimes 100% cash where they've got the money to just buy the house. So it's not really affecting those people either. It's mostly affecting the first-time buyers. However, it's done. It's taken place. It's taken effect on the 17th, and it is already in effect, so there's nothing we can do about it at this point. There are a couple of other changes that are going to come into effect. There's some sort of internal changes behind the scenes where there's some internal insurance issues that between banks that are going to be taking effect on November 30th, which also makes it a little tighter in the market. And also the Canadian government is going to require all people now to disclose when they sell their primary residence. Even though there's no tax payable, it's probably the only thing in Canada where you don't have to pay tax. When you sell your home, which is your primary residence, you're now going to be required to disclose that on your income tax form. And I believe this is just sort of a first step where they're going to try to crack down on people who are flipping houses and calling each one their primary residence, even though they only lived there for a few months. They renovate it and then they flip it. I think that's one of the things they're trying to do, or perhaps even with foreign buyers who are doing the same thing. So what does this all mean? Well, these are just changes again. The government, they're looking to slow down the market, and the market has been overheated. There's no question. This spring, summer, and fall has just been crazy, a Wild West time, certainly in the Toronto area, where prices are way up from where they were last year. I can see what they're doing. I don't know if it's going to be that effective, the way they're doing it, but it's in effect now. So I hope you enjoyed this. There's much more information on my website, randyselzer.com. If you're viewing this on any social media, whether it's Facebook or Twitter or wherever, I welcome your comments. And have a great day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye now.